Hey everyone, lots of people right now are focusing on commodities for obvious reasons. They're going higher, moving from the lower left to the upper right on your charts. And we do think, in fact, that we are potentially in a super cycle for commodities. We may have arguably already been in one for a couple of years. I just want to send out one quick message on this, and that has to do with volatility. A lot of people on the retail side and even on the institutional side sometimes forget that commodities are a different beast than equities, and you can't really look at them in the same way, particularly from a price action perspective. So let me quickly show you what I mean by that. So if you look at, for example, I have copper here, and I have some of these are futures contracts that we're going to look at. Just an idea, just as going back to like the late 1980s, and you can see that, you know, just like a stock, these things have big drawdowns. Like copper, for example, in the great financial crisis was down 70%, 7-0. That's like a very volatile tech stock, right? Then it corrected from 2011 down to 2016. It corrected 58%. Let's call it 60%. And then from another lower high there from 2018 into the COVID low is about 40%. So when we look at commodities, even though copper essentially is now looking like it wants to break higher, there are big drawdowns along the way. Let's have a look at oil just quickly as a different kind of commodity to give you an idea on that one. Here too, arguably we could make a case that maybe it goes higher. I'm not quite sure oil is really one of those things that has a lot more potential upside. But, you know, look at some of these things, some of these drawdowns, 78%. Then from there, another 78% or 76%. And then most recently, again, taking that 2018 peak down to the COVID lows, 90+% in the future contract. So again, commodities can be very volatile. So let's have a look at the DJP, which is an ETF that people can track. It's just a Bloomberg commodity index, the total return index on an ETF, DJP. And here too, I mean, I actually think we're in a new super cycle, and we are from 2020. From those lows there up until the recent highs, we did have about 160% rally. But again, even just within this rally, let's understand some of the drawdowns. I mean, you know, doesn't seem like a big deal. We had a 13-14% drawdown, a very, very strong moving trend. So when you look at commodities, just keep in mind the volatility. And even if we are in a new commodity bull cycle, which I think we are, you could easily see a lot of these things correct, you know, 30-40%. I mean, just look at oil, and this is very near term. Just look at the most recent drawdown that oil had in just a matter of a few days. Just a few days ago, let me quickly zoom in on this so you guys can see. This is now a daily chart, and you can see that little drawdown that happened there. That's 30%-ish. I mean, that's severe, right? So just keep that in mind when you look at commodities. Again, our base case is that we are in a commodity super cycle that could last for years, but we do expect serious drawdowns along the way, like more than you would see in an equity market. Like the S&P is not going to correct 30, 40, 50% in a strong bull market. Commodities can. Hope it helps. See you again soon.